All right, we're recording. We're here. We're live in Dallas, Texas. Welcome in. This is a practice. I'll sit up closer for this part. Bearing with me and being patient. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you a little story. This morning, I woke up early here, not knowing where I was. This is my third hotel in 3 days. A lot of stuff going on in my life personally. And I woke up early, not knowing where I was, and had to remember, oh, I'm at the Marriott in Dallas, Texas. And oh yes, I'm teaching a yoga class from a hotel room, and got myself situated and went down to the lobby because I hadn't eaten in quite some time. And I ran into this beautiful, struggling older woman. I offered to carry her bag. I asked her if she survived the night, and she said barely. She had none of her things that an elderly person would need to travel, like her medications or her CPAP machine or anything like that. And she was hobbling down the hallway. And I offered to carry her one bag for her. And then I realized that we were going to the same place, and I offered to have breakfast with her. Her name's Sharon. She's an amazing, beautiful spark of a woman, and yet her spark was quite dim. She'd had a rough night. She's been trying to get home for 2 days. The weather here in Texas has been horrible, tornadoes and heavy rains, and she's been without her medication for 48 hours. Why nobody's offered to help her at this point, I'm not really sure. However, there I am. And we had a beautiful breakfast, and I learned from her all sorts of things, that she's an amazing textile artist. She lives on her own. Her desire to come to Texas was to see a dear friend who needed some help, who's older than she is. And what happened over the course of a short period of time was I saw this woman's vitality spark back to life. And it did because I kept asking her questions. What do you do? Like, tell me about your art. She started showing me pictures. And then we talked about her feet and the neuropathy in her feet, and how her feet hurt and she can't feel her feet. And so we just sat there and did some simple breathing exercises while we waited for our food. And I really enjoyed connecting with this person and watching this light start to shine. When we're in strange places and we're not quite sure what's going on, as I didn't know this morning when I woke up who I was, where I was, what I needed, we have to be able to draw into something and realize that there's a source of strength within us, and we must ground into that. And if we can't really even know where our feet are on the planet, if you can't feel them, think about that for a second. So this practice of yoga is a crucial investment in your health and your well-being, and it's going to continue to support you and pay off for you day after day for years to come. So I'm going to invite you to just drink that little story in, and know that I left Sharon in good hands with the front desk. We got her a toothbrush. We got her, she couldn't even figure out how to turn her shower on last night. So when we step into our own self and we're grounded in that aspect of being, it's easier to show up for other people who probably need a little more than you do in this moment. So let yourself settle. Let yourself arrive in the knowing that your yoga practice holds you, sustains you, supports you, and it always will. And a lot of people out there don't even know they have a yoga practice. It's called tuning into passion and purpose. It's about being able to find yourself no matter what, no matter where, no matter when. Please draw your hands to your heart. I'm going to invite you to offer and dedicate today's practice to something bigger than yourself, to someone or something. Because as I sat with Sharon today, I thought of my father, who's just a shell of himself and unable to support himself at this time. And here's somebody his almost exact same age out traveling the world and doing her very, very best. Everyone needs something to believe in, something to stand in, something to ground into. And so may the practice you offer today, the way you land in your body, the way you feel your feet, be a source of strength for not only yourself, but for our human family. May we learn to stand strong in who we are. We'll start our practice with one Om, the Anusara invocation one time, followed by an Om at the end. And if you're still learning the invocation, I invite you just to do your best. Give it your heart and don't worry about what the sounds really are. Just make the offering. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om. That last line, Nira Lambaya Tejase, refers to the source of light that we each hold standing on its own because it comes from something bigger. That beautiful light, that spark that holds us deeply and grounds us in who we are is never not present. It's always guiding. To that we bow. I'm going to invite you to come to standing on your own 2 feet in mountain pose. I have my shoes on today because I don't have a yoga mat and I'm on carpet. So that's, I'm just explaining why. Why is Tiff in her shoes? So I'll invite you to find your feet, your toes, your heels. Give yourself some gentle rock where the ankles bend and the knees bend. And then don't push too far back on the heels that your knees move in the opposite direction. Keep the shins moving forward. So we're working on something today and for the next several weeks about the Anusara loops. They're refinement energetic principles that work off of muscular energy and organic energy, which we know muscular energy. So you'll bend the knees and feel the muscles squeeze to the bone. And as you pull above the kneecaps and up into the hips, that's an energy that pulls up into the pelvis. And then from the pelvis, bend the knees and send it back down. And we'll just rock and roll into this, literally, like let your body start to undulate with this powerful energetic spark that is never not present. So now take the feet wide in a wide-legged stance. Turn your left foot out and your right foot in. And we'll take that gentle knee bend and straighten. And I just want to remind you, because you all know this, that muscular energy pulls into the core and organic energy shines back out. And it needs to go in all directions, down, out, and up. And as you bend your front knee, push so much through the ball of the foot that your heel rises. Make sure the knee is right over your ankle. And you'll feel a strength come up the back side of the leg. So keep that strength. And as you pull from your foot up to the knee, push the ankle and heel down. Now squeeze your front arch, your back arch towards your front heel as you pull your legs from periphery to core, from the toes to the legs to the hips. And now rebend that front knee. And you'll feel if you keep the energy pulling from the feet into the midline, I hope you can feel that when you bend the front knee, the distal end, the bottom of your ankle, is pulling in towards the middle, while the top part of your shin bone is pressing forward. We want to keep this loop of energy pulling from the front of the ankle to the back of the Achilles, up the shin, and then driving back down. So feel that as you pull the front leg to straight and bend. Now we'll switch sides. And soften in and settle. Just remember to stand in your brilliance, stand in your light, stand in your beauty, and make offerings. So now the energy you pull into you from the feet up into the hips will enliven you, and then you have something to stand in. So push through the legs. And sometimes I like to use the arms just to remind myself of this energy flow. So the energy pulls in and the energy expands out. Keeping the front foot dragging towards the back arch as you pull in and as you bend the front knee. We're working primarily on a specific loop right now called Shin loop. And you want to be cautious that when you straighten the leg, you keep the energy pulling up the back of the leg towards the back of the knee instead of pushing the back of the knee towards the opposite leg. So keep the shin moving forward even as you straighten the leg. Use the bend of the knee to remind you that the top of the shin always has a little bit of that forward motion towards your toes. Step your feet together. Take a blanket and roll it up. Place it on the ground. And place the balls of your feet on the blanket with your heels on the floor. Now, I don't have blocks, but hopefully if you need them, you have them. And as you step both ball mounds of the feet onto that blanket, make sure your roll is not too big. If there's too much stretch in the Achilles tendon, make the roll smaller. Bend your knees. Now push a lot through the ball of the, it doesn't matter, we've got 2 feet. Push more through one so that heel lifts. And make the calf contract. So that's muscular energy. Yeah. Now place the heel down, but keep the calf pulling up. And do the other leg. And keep the calf muscle strong as you place the heel down. With the top of the shins moving forward, stretch your heart forward, and maybe your fingertips come to the ground. keep the knees bent. That's a really easy way for your yoga teacher to instruct Shin loop. They can say bend your knees. Shin loop happens. So let your breath guide you into a yummy exhalation where you get to feel what you feel in your own body, your own being. Now step your left foot back behind you so that you're in a pyramid shape. Keep pressing on the ball of the foot that's on the blanket roll, and then see if you can take your index finger and your middle finger just underneath the front edge of your heel, right where your ankle would bend, but down on the front edge of the heel bone where your heel meets your arch. Now see if you can start to push the heel down and forward towards your toes, and this is a loop called ankle loop. And the energy moves from the bottom of your heel through the sole of your foot towards your toes. And then the muscular energy, if you spread and lift your toes, pulls the shoelace side of your foot firmly towards the front of your ankle. Step the back foot forward. Make sure you're grounded in your own steadiness, grounded in your own strength before you step the other foot back into pyramid pose. Soften into your breath, lengthen your side bodies. And now firmly push through the ball mounds of both feet. And as you do that, take the other fingers, index finger and middle finger, underneath that front edge of the heel. Press down through the heel and then see if you can energetically expand the power of you from your heel through the sole of your foot toward your toes. Spread and lift your toes so the front of your foot starts to strengthen. Now as you reach down through the heel, that'll help push the front of the ankle posteriorly. Maintain that and loop the back of the calf up towards the back of the knee and then down through the front of the shin. Step forward. Now take both feet off of the blanket roll. If you can, you'll take the two fingers outside that right in front of the front edge of the heel. Bend your knees considerably so your shin loop is intact and your lower back has some support, some strength from your legs. Keep pressing the hip bones back and wide. Now, the tendency in a forward fold is to rock backwards towards the back of your heel. And this can cause the calf loop, the shin loop, to move in the opposite direction. So keep the pressure through the front edge of your heel. And now pull up the back of the leg towards the back of your knees. Keep pressing down through the ball of your foot, the front edge of your heel, and please bring your hands up to your hips. And inhale, rise up. Lift the arms high. Watch yourself as you fold forward. So keep the top of the hip over your ankle. Push through the balls of the feet. Bow forward, forward, forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, place your hands and step to a plank pose. Bring your feet together until your ankles touch in plank. Set up your hands so your hands are like feet and your arms are like legs, so you feel strong and supported. And turn your gaze down your belly. Bend your knees like you did when the balls of your feet were on the blanket. Push through the balls of your feet, press your Knees not just towards the floor, but also forward towards your wrists. And that should strengthen the whole back side of your leg. Muscular energy pulls through the ankle loop, through the shoelace side of your foot. Organic energy extends through the ankle loop from the heel to the sole of your foot. So as you push from bent knee to straight leg, think about that ankle loop and stretch the energy from your heel towards the ball of your foot as you come to a straight leg. Lower to your belly, point your toes. And this time the shoelace side is down, so push the shoelace side of your foot into the earth, so much so that the right above the kneecap bends into the ground. There, now lengthen the tailbone and lift up. Big breath in, and exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Turn the back heel and lift warrior two. Like your mountain pose leg, the back leg is straight, so start with a bent knee on the back leg. Press the kneecap towards your toes. And as you push down through the front edge of the heel, the energy extends through the toes on both feet. Yeah. Now make the back of the calf strong. As you straighten the front leg, radically push through the bottom of the front foot so that calf muscle pulls up. Open the arms nice and wide. Deep breath in. Triangle pose. Hold the ankle loop. Hold the shin loop. And then let yourself open and enjoy. Held in a source of strength within. As you rise to warrior two, enjoy the moment where the front of your left ankle is pulling backwards towards your heel, but the heel is extending towards your toes. And that'll be a nice feeling. Open up warrior two. Inhale, downward dog. Bending the knees. Pull the hands down as you press from hip to heel for plank. Lower to the earth. Actively root the shoelace side down and the palms of your hands. Pressing the knees forward, lengthen the tailbone forward towards the earth, the knees. And downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step forward. Warrior two. Feel your feet. Who are you today? Where are you today? Drop into that. Remember that. And then make an offering to something bigger than yourself. As you pull the front heel down into the earth, drag it back, but spread through the toes. Hold that energy and pull the front leg from the ankle up the back of the calf as you straighten. Triangle pose. Active feet, steady shins. Deep breath. Enjoy the offering. Warrior two. Push the front foot down. Push the bottom out of your back foot down. Stretch the energy from the heel to the toes. Back of the calves active. Reverse warrior. Inhale, side angle. And a deep, long inhale. Your next inhale, downward dog. Most people need to bend the knees more in downward dog. That's a way of saying press the shins forward and the upper thigh bones back as you reach down through your hands from your heart. Bend the knees. Keep the top of the shin moving towards your toes as your hips reach back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step forward. Placing the back knee on the floor, move the back knee further back. Our next practice, we're going to learn something called thigh loop. Here's a little precursor. Pull the bottom of your back knee forward, press it forward. And that's going to help pull energy from the knee to the upper thigh. Now make the back foot really strong so you feel the ball of your foot. And if your toes don't like to bend like this, if you point the toes shoelace side down, spread your toes and really push the front of that foot down. When you push the toenails down, I hope you can feel an energy that pulls from the toenails towards the front of the ankle. Maintain the strength of your back foot. Press through the heel of your front foot. Remember what it felt like to extend the energy from the heel to the toes against the power of the shin, moving up the back of the leg. So the loops move in opposite energetic, like gears in a clock. Straightening the front leg in Ardha Hanuman. Pull the heel down and back, even as you extend the energy from the heel to the sole of your foot. And then rooting the heel down helps push the ankle so you can pull the power of life up the back of the calf. Then you have something to offer your light to. And this is a fun moment for me in my practice. I'm a geek. As you push the front heel down, pull it back and bend the knee. Lunge. So there's that energy that's pulling you in muscularly, even as there's an energy that's pressing you out organically. Reach both arms forward, plug into your heart space. Keep that front leg pulling down and back, the back knee pressing forward and down, and then open. And just let this pose be what it is. A beautiful, heartfelt offering. So much light. Back to Ardha Hanumanasana. As you bow forward, push the front heel down and pull it back. Now send the energy through the heel to the toes, from the heel to the back of the knee. And one more time, Anjaneyasana, pull the heel down, drag it back, and reach up. Downward dog. Sink, settle, breathe in dog pose. Inhale, right leg up. Step it forward, exhale. As you place the back knee, move it a little further back, further than you think. And then pause for a breath and remember why this practice is here today. As you press the back knee forward and down, equally press the front heel down and forward. And that's going to help cinch your ankle back. If you're a skier, you're going to know what that feels like to have your foot sucking backwards so the ankle can bend. Hold that and lift up. Deep breath in, long breath out. Ardha Hanuman. When the hands come to the earth, keep the back legs stronger and pull the energy from the heel to the back of the knee as you push from the heel. It's like if you could stretch the sole of your foot, what would that feel like? Spread your toes. Deepen your breath. Press the heel down and pull it back. As you pull the shin up, bend the knee. Reaching arms forward, plug in, rise up. Inhaling, hands to the earth. Ardha Hanuman, pull the heel down, pull the calf muscle up, and shine the light of your own awareness through the whole leg, from the hip to the heel to your toes. And one more time, Anjaneyasana, dig, drag, heel down, back knee forward, stretch it up, light it up. Inhale, downward dog. Take a 4 count inhale to come to your knees and think about pushing through the balls of your feet as you do. And child's pose. Inhale, sit up tall. Walk your knees towards your hands. Take your feet out in front, flex your ankles. And then place the fingers onto up and over the toes to the balls of your feet. And imagine pushing on a gas pedal. Push. So the knees are pretty wide so that your lower back can move forward and up. Keep the lower back happy here. Pressing through the gas pedal of your feet. I hope you can feel the calf muscle engage. Deep breath in. Keeping the calf muscle engaged, so that muscular energy up the back of the leg. Send some organic energy from the heel to the toes. Push your heel down and try to stretch the toes up into the back of your wrist or your palm. It's more of an energetic. Now extend so fully from that left hip that the glute pushes the left leg long. Keep pushing on the gas pedal. Anchor that leg. Take both hands to the bent leg. Spin the upper thigh back and wide. Both hands to the straight leg, upper thigh back and wide. Now take a strong ankle foot so that ankle's flexed and pull it in like tree pose. There you go. Take your hand to the upper inner knee and press the knee up. And at the same time, spread your toes and find that part of the baby toe where it meets the foot on the ball of your baby toe. And see if you can push it down so much that the ankle bone, you could slide your hand under it. Now hug the straight leg towards the sole of your bent leg. Squeeze the two together. Place both hands to the ankle of the bent leg and use the hands to pull the ankle joint towards your groin and use that to sit up taller. Now, if you can, you'll keep the right hand here and left fingertips to your toe. Push on the gas pedal. That'll help lengthen the inside seam of the knee, inner spiral. Deep breath in, anchor both hips. Take that hand on your toes, put it right outside the outer shin, and then walk that right hand to the outer shin. Pressing down through the front heel, extend the energy from the heel up the back, the sole of your foot toward your toes. And then make sure that the energy is pushing the heel down and pulling the back of the knee up so that there's space. You can see my hand sliding underneath the back of the knee. The loops are like a seesaw in some ways. Except if you think of them just like a seesaw, then we only think of the energy. Both loops have muscular energy, both loops have organic energy. So your shin loop, the muscular energy runs from the front of the ankle to the back of the Achilles, up the back of the calf to the knee, and then organic energy down the front. So find that with your own hands, and maybe someday you'll put on your lotion like this. Yeah. Capture the bent knee and sit up tall. We'll take that leg over. Elbow to knee, opposite elbow to knee. Right hand behind. Please press that front hip forward and down, sit up taller. And make that straight leg very active. Ankle loop, shin loop, and then twist left to right. Inhale, center. Unwind your leg. Come back to the seated leg version and sit up really tall. Find your gas pedals. Deep breath in. Pushing the heels down. Extend the right leg out. Push on that gas pedal until the calf muscle stays so strong. That way, we want to really be careful to stand in our power, stand in our strength, and not hyperextend the knee joint, which has very deleterious effects on not just the knee, but your hip and your back. And capture that bent leg, flex the ankle. Actually, let's spiral it wide and straight leg. There you go. Pull into tree pose, seated. Press knee up into hand to start. And really find a flexion in your toes and your ankle and your whole foot. Yeah. Press more through the heel of the straight leg, the toes of the straight leg. Lift the lower back in and up, deep, 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 deep breath. And take the hand that's on your foot outside the shin and bring the opposite hand around. Muscular energy pulls from periphery to core. Make it stronger from that whole straight leg up into your hip. Pull up so that the organic energy can flow more from the bent hip to the knee to the foot. So if muscular energy pulls up the back of the calf loop and organic energy runs down the front, the gears enmesh in opposite ways. So from your toes, if you flex your toes, pull your toes a little bit towards your nose, the muscle energy of your shoelace side of your foot is going to move down into your ankle. Now send that long through the heel to the toes. And deep breath in. So the way your foot and your lower leg work will radically impact the way you stand in your body, the way you move through your life, the way your yoga practice will unfold for you. And they all build. So we'll spend the next few weeks building from ankle loop and calf loop to thigh loop and pelvic loop. Sit up nice and tall. Stretch out both legs. From thigh loop and pelvic loop, we'll do pelvic loop and kidney loop, kidney and shoulder, and then shoulder and skull loop. And then you'll be like this beautiful avatar that knows how to stack yourself up. Stacking bones is what we do. Push through the heels, pull your toes towards your knees. Keep the calf loop engaged. And then from the heel, stretch out through the toes. Bow forward. And one universal principle of alignment builds on the others. So the loops are refinement principles to the main current of energy, muscular and organic. And if we can start to feel that energy pull in and that energy shine out and that energy pull in and that energy shine out, your vibrancy will hold you. Even when it seems like it's gone. Inhale, rise up. Let's take right leg out, left leg over. We'll catch up with this twist Sit up tall. Opposite hand to knee or elbow. Left hand behind. And as you anchor organic energy from the hip, bent hip to the earth, sit up taller. And then twist. Inhale, unwind. Please cross your legs. Flex your ankles. Cross your legs at your shins. It's called Sukhasana. Press the knees gently forward towards your palms. And what will have to happen is your heels will have to pull back. So the heels gently pull back, the inner legs get stronger, and the knees can expand forward. Sit up taller, taller, taller. Anchor down through both hips, both sit bones, the pubic bone, and then the tailbone. Draw your hands to your heart. Let's take 4 equal breaths. So 4 in, 4 out. 4 in, 4 out. You find your rhythm. And as you continue to hold that samavriti, that equal breath, you can start to let the leg muscles relax a little bit and just let your energy soften and trust that the practice has ingrained and puts you in a place where you're more capable of holding all this power. So holding the light, that tejas, that light, that inner spark. One of the main purposes of this Foundations of Anusara Yoga class is not so much that we get a great workout or we get a fancy sequence, but we deepen the knowing of how the energy can flow through us. And may we harness that in a more skillful, wise way so that as we advance the practice from here, you have more what you need to call upon when things get more fast-paced or you find yourself in the middle of nowhere, not knowing where you are or what time it is or how to do what you need to do. You know how to stand strong, steady, empowered in your own radiance. I invite you to recall the intention of your practice, and that was to offer it to something larger than yourself, but to let it pour through yourself. And that's the fundamental underlying aspect of the non-dual tantric practice. We call upon something bigger. It's bigger than us, yet it flows through us. And when we give it back, like the loops, we create an energy that pulls in and shines out, and the spanda will forever empower and shape the world around you because you have empowered and shaped the world within you. Let out a deep exhale. And I'd like you to feel the beauty that your Om really is. It's an offering back from this place where the spark has been remembered. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale. Namaste. And thank you for your support today. Thank you for putting up with maybe not the best video or audio, but we did it. And I love you.